So today, we're diving into a really powerful idea from the 555 podcast. It's this concept of soul ties, and it might just be the invisible force that's holding you back in your relationships. Let's get right into what that really means, and more importantly, how to break free. It all starts with this, right? A feeling that something is just off. It's not some big dramatic scene, but it's always there. Host Blaze on Fire just nails this description. It's a physical thing that I think a lot of us know all too well, but we can't quite put our finger on it.
Well, according to the 5v5 philosophy, this isn't just you being anxious for no reason. It's a signal. It's a message from your deepest self trying to tell you something incredibly important about the people you're connected to. So the real question is, are we even listening?
Okay, so let's explore what this tension is really all about. It's a sign that there's something much deeper going on within our relationships and, honestly, within our own energy.
The way the podcast explains it, that feeling is your energy literally getting tangled up. Just imagine these heavy anchors tied to you, and they're not holding you steady. No, they're weighing you down, making it harder to move, to grow, and just to shine. These aren't just, bad moods. They're genuinely detrimental connections.
So if we want to untangle these anchors, we first have to figure out what they are. And this leads us to this really core concept the hosts explore, something they call soul ties.
Now, what's so important to get here is not a soul tie isn't automatically a bad thing at all. It's just a deep connection. The problem, and what we're really learning to spot today, is when that connection turns toxic.
So what are the red flags? How do you know if you're in one of these negative ties? Well, host Nikki Love lays them out super clearly. It's not about one bad day. It's about a pattern of disrespect, of someone's envy turning into actual sabotage, of promises that are always broken, and just this constant wearing away of your trust. Does any of this start to sound familiar?
And wow, this right here just perfectly illustrates how strong these ties can be. Nikki shares this incredibly raw and relatable story. That feeling of being allergic to someone, yet you just can't seem to pull away. That is the textbook grip of a toxic soul tie. It's a connection that your mind knows is wrong, but it just holds on so tight.
Okay, so recognizing the problem, that's step one. The next big leap is realizing just how much these toxic connections are costing you. This is the turning point where you start to value your own inner peace above absolutely everything else. This is so powerful. The podcast really drives home this point. Your peace, it's not up for negotiation. And I love how this is framed. It's not about being aggressive. It's about a loving but firm release, which is a huge shift in mindset. It's an act of self-preservation. And here's the real kicker, the true cost. These connections aren't just making you unhappy in the moment. The hosts see them as literal blockages, those energetic anchors we talked about that stop good things from coming into your life. They're actively holding you back from your own potential. All right, so you've decided your peace is priceless. What's next? It's time for action. It's time to cut those cords, untie your soul, and finally let yourself rise.
I absolutely love this perspective from host Rike Havoc. Elevation isn't some far-off goal you have to struggle to reach. No, it's just what happens, naturally, automatically, when you finally let go of what's weighing you down. The soaring begins the moment you release the burdens.
But let's be real, this journey isn't always pretty. As this image really shows, there's a tough side to healing. It can feel like you're breaking apart, like that crumbling rose on the left. But that process, that's what allows you to become vibrant and whole again, just like the rose on the right.
And this is so critical to understand. This isn't about getting revenge or being malicious. It's about mastering your own life, your own energy. By creating that distance, you're not trying to punish them. You're creating a sacred, protected space for you to finally experience that explosive growth you deserve.
So, what happens after all that hard work? After you've untied those toxic knots? Well, you get to build something new, something healthy, something incredibly strong.
And this right here, this is the reward. Blaze on Fire shares her own powerful outcome, a totally new standard for herself. It's about knowing your worth and demanding a foundation where everything is reciprocated. The old you might have put up with less, but the elevated you, you've got new requirements.
So what does that solid foundation actually look like?
The podcast breaks it down into 4 essential pillars. And these aren't just nice to haves, okay? They are the absolute non-negotiables that make sure a relationship lifts you up instead of weighing you down. Respect, honesty, loyalty, and reciprocity. Period. And all of these incredible insights come directly from the 555 podcast. Their whole mission is to move past all the conflict and build what they call royal love. Relationships that are healthy, that are healing, and that are genuinely empowering for everyone involved.
And that's our look at untying your soul. But honestly, the conversations on 555 go so much deeper. They tackle all kinds of everyday dilemmas with the same level of insight. So to leave you with something to chew on, here's another one they get into. Is it okay to go through your partner's phone? Whew! A question like that immediately makes you think about trust, privacy, suspicion, the whole 9 yards. A perfect thought to end on.